Fourth grade, how's it going? Today I'm going to go over our leveled reader for the week. It is Changing Landscapes by Maria Gill. Um, our information down here, it says paired read, student saves wetlands. I don't think we'll get to that today, but we'll see. It's an expository text. Remember what our word expository means? So let's get into it. Our introduction says, imagine you travel back in time thousands of years. You arrive in a wild landscape that you've never seen before. It's actually where you live now. You'd never guess it. Why does it look so different? The biggest changes on Earth take thousands of years. Mountains and cliffs slowly wear away. Rivers become wider. Some changes to the landscape can happen very quickly. Natural disasters, such as hurricanes and floods, can alter landscapes suddenly. Some places have natural features that help protect the land from natural disasters. This is a water carved out this canyon here. And up here says, the huge waves from a hurricane can change the coastline. Chapter 1, Crumbling Landscapes. Water can make big changes to Earth's surface over time. Rivers and streams shape the land. Small streams and rivers begin in the mountains. The water flows downhill. The moving water carries sediment or small rocks and sand with it. The movement of the rock and sand is called erosion. The water from the waves change the shape of a coast. Waves can make cracks in cliffs. Waves also wear away the bottom of cliffs. They slowly break rocks into smaller pieces and sand. The breaking down of large rocks into smaller pieces is called weathering. The wind also causes erosion. Wind blows the sand, and hills of sand called dunes form. So how rivers change? 1. A fast-moving river cuts a path through the land. 2. Over time, the river wears away more of the land. And 3. The river leaves behind rock and sand and forms a plain. And up here, erosion has worn away these cliffs. Some places have natural features that protect them against erosion. On beaches, sand dunes get bigger as wind and waves add more sand. Larger dunes act as barriers. They trap the sand that is brought on land by the waves and wind. Grasses growing on these dunes also keep the sand from blowing away. Wetlands slow down erosion too. Wetlands are marshes or swamps. They are found near rivers and lakes. They are also found near the coast. Wetlands act like sponges. They soak up water when it rains. This prevents flooding. The Venus flytrap grows in swamps or wetlands. It feeds on insects. The insects give the plants nutrients. Some plants can grow in the wetlands. These plants help clean the water by absorbing nutrients. Their roots hold the soil in place, and this prevents erosion. How a wetland works. A stream slows down. Here's your wetland. The sediment settles and nutrients are absorbed, and 3 cleaner water leaves the wetland. Chapter 2, Sudden Changes. A landslide hit this town in California, so the land eroded away and is now taking over the town. Natural disasters change the land more quickly than erosion. Heavy rain can cause landslides. The ground becomes soaked. It can't absorb any more water. Rocks and soil slide downhill. Sometimes the hillside collapses. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions can also cause landslides. These events are unpredictable and often happen without warning. Landslides can move very quickly. They can sweep away roads, bridges, and buildings. Landslides are less likely to happen on hills with lots of trees and plants. This is because the roots of the trees and plants help to keep the soil in place. Their roots also absorb water in the soil. Severe winds and rain from hurricanes also cause destruction and change the land. Hurricanes are substantial storms that begin in the ocean. When a hurricane nears land, the winds make huge waves. The waves wash away sand from beaches. A beach can be much smaller after a hurricane. Strong winds and rain from Hurricane Katrina caused a lot of damage. Coastal wetlands protect areas from hurricanes. A hurricane can cause a huge wall of water to hit the coast. Wetlands can absorb some of that water. What damage do hurricanes and landslides cause? Think about that. Hurricane Katrina. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina was a crisis for people living along the Gulf Coast. The hurricane caused a huge wall of water to tear through barriers and riverbanks. Many areas were flooded. Chapter 3, Fixing the Damage. People often help cause erosion when they cut down trees or plants to build roads or houses. Wetlands, sand dunes, and trees protect against erosion. Without them, rain washes away soil and causes more damage, such as landslides. Planting trees and plants with long roots help prevent hazards such as landslides. The roots absorb water, they hold the soil in place. Trees and plants with deep roots help prevent landslides. People can restore wetlands and dunes to help keep erosion from happening. In the past, people have built homes and buildings on wetland areas. Now we realize that wetlands help prevent erosion. People can make plans to prevent erosion. They can replant wetlands or move sand back into the dunes. So how can people keep erosion from happening? Think about that. Down here it says restoring wetlands helps prevent erosion. Our conclusion: some changes to Earth's surface happen very slowly. Weathering and erosion slowly change mountains, rivers, and coasts. Natural disasters can change the land suddenly. We can't stop disasters from happening, but we can work to prevent some of the damage caused by them. And down here, this picture says students plant grasses at a wetland in Maryland. This is a really interesting story that we read this week talking about changing landscapes, and it went with our vocabulary words that we did the other day. If you remember hearing the word alter or substantial and things like that, crisis, severe, all of our words were in that book. So I thought it was a really fun book to listen to about how our planet changes and how it just naturally changes over time, and sometimes tornadoes, hurricanes, and things like that can change it just real quick. So I was happy to read this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we learned something. It's kind of science related, and I know that some of you, this is your favorite subject. So I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.